Okay, thank you, Ma. Thank you, sir. Thank you, our Ogat Hybrid. I celebrate you. All right, thank you. And the young people here, you see, when they ask me to speak, and they ask me to speak to young people, or I see young people, I have to reprogram my mind. I'm not used to speaking to young people again. So I have to now start reconditioning myself so that they can understand me. Even I wonder why a lot of adults are not with us. Is it that adults don't like to upgrade? Okay. Okay, so young people, listen to me. Don't talk to your friends again. It's not a crime to talk to your friend. It's not a crime now. So that angel will not slap you on my behalf. All right, so just focus on my focus. Say to your neighbor, focus on your focus. All right, so now, I believe so strongly that we all have heard beautiful things in the last couple of hours. We have heard about, when our pastor Mrs. was talking to us, she was telling us about how she decided to be the best. She talked about achievements with some level of humility, and I really appreciate that. I wish I had that kind of humility. Okay? She spoke with an achievement with some level of humility about, having 600 people. When Mr. Ademuyiwa, that's your name, right? Is your name Ademuyiwa? Adewale, what's your surname? Sorry? Okay, yes, either of them is your name. The father and the son, they are one. So Ademuyiwa, they are both the same. And when my brother said about 500 people preparing for jam, 500 people, he just say the hand like this, 500 people, and I'm looking at 500 people, and I'm trying to put 500 people on the street, and he's talking, I'm trying to put 500 street people on the road. We are going to cause a chaos. If you put 500 people at the same time on the road, there will be a chaos. You can shut down the whole environment. Yeah, government can start looking for you because it's not a menace. And then he also spoke. I came and I heard him talking about how a lady, and make him to succeed. And that looked like my story. Is it my friend here? He knew my story. I remember many years ago, and I've started. I have few time to spend with you. Many years ago, there is this beautiful lady that I would love to marry. It's a video. I don't want to mention her name, so I won't say that. And then I follow up this lady for 3 years. 3 years. He knows about it. I will even go to him. I'll be telling him so that we can be praying. He'll be encouraging me. I knew that in his mind that time, he would have said, I didn't just leave this girl and move on. Then I will go to her. I will be encouraging myself. I say, this girl, I love this girl. Hey. And one day, God wanted to use the girl to change my life. And then the lady met me at a roundabout, a stadium. You know that stadium? And then we were there, and she said something to me. Saturday, you know that I have taste. Hey, yeah. That's the word she used. In that time, taste make different meaning to me. Now the word taste, taste. The lady looked at me and said, you are a very good guy. It's when a young lady that does not want to do anything with you, they will first encourage you. They have those encouragement. Are you feeling me? They have those encouragement. He said, you are a very good guy. You have a good heart. So who else you want to marry in your life? Is it a person that has a wicked heart? He said, you have a good heart. So I was waiting for the answer. He said, but Tade, then you not conclude by saying this. But Tade, you know that I have a taste. That day I went back to check dictionary. What is the meaning of taste? Because perhaps you have been using a word and you don't know the meaning. Taste. Then over time, I realized that there is a convert of that word that simply means that I love good life. With you that I'm seeing now, I'm not sure you can fund it. Hello? So everybody say this after me. Money is not everything. But everything is money. We'll say it again. Money is not everything. But everything is money. Then I led that lady and I said, wow, this is so nice. And then I went to pray. And in my heart, I begin to, there is some prayer you pray just to release yourself, because you knew that you have been so entangled with this conversation that you wonder you are a failure if this thing does not go on. So I begin to release myself. Then I led that moment and I stood up with a new understanding. And I said, now, I want to go and make it. Hello? I want to go and succeed. I want to go and make a lot of money. But then I've been seeing money as a mystery. I've been seeing money as something that, maybe it's God. When God is happy with you, He gives you money. When God is angry with you, He makes you poor. That's what I've always thought in my life. Then I begin to make research. I begin to stop envying people that have money and begin to study them. I begin to look at them with another eye of fascination, not frustration. I begin to look at them with understanding that what makes a difference. Then as I began to study them, I realized that I was a little bit disappointed. That some people that are far richer than our parents, that are far richer than many of us, they are not even as intelligent as many of us. They don't even have the fluency of communication like many of us. But something stood them out. And those are the few things I want to share with you. And the moment I did that, and I begin to imitate what I studied, I now begin to make some money. That before I was 28 years old, I made my own first $1 million US. And then I started making money. Then I realized that I figured money out. I realized that money is not as complex as you think it is. It's just like we live in a society that have been rigged against us, that make sure that you don't understand money. And many people do not even know why their parents are spending a lot of money to send them to school. Because they thought their parents are not sending them to school so that one day they will go out and get a job and all of that. No, that's not why your parents are sending you to school. And I want to tell you why they are sending you to school. First and foremost, before I start. The parents are sending you to school so that you can learn a skill of how to make money. Hello? In whatever you want to do. You see, your parents does not have a problem with whatever you want to do in life. You see, that is why you think they have a problem. They don't have a problem with whatever you want to do in life. What they have a problem with is this thing that you want to do in life. Does it have a capacity to fund you? Hello? You see, that is what they have not understood. That's why they are telling you, you can't do this one. You say, Mommy, you know why I want to be singing? Singing for what? Mommy, I want to be a thinker. Mommy, is that somebody's phone that is ringing? Mommy, I want to be a teacher. We're on a camp. We were on a camp the other day. And then, we were on a camp. And then we had 600 teenagers. And somebody asked a question on the campground. He said, how many of you want to be a teacher? All the teenagers said, no. He said, don't you know this teacher? They said, no, we don't know. He said, the person have to use wisdom. Exactly, he has to not use wisdom on us. I said, don't you know teachers that are rich? They said, no. He now said, he now use wisdom for the teenager. Me, I know that it's wisdom he use. He now said, don't you know people that own schools that are rich? The people that teachers, they now came quiet and be like, okay, it's a school owner you should be talking about now. Because the point is, for you to be wealthy, you have to own something. Yes. For you to be wealthy, my brother was saying something when he said he sat down, and it shows a man that have self-esteem and self-security. For you to call teachers of tutorial and ask them that, my guy, go and upgrade your life. Because you see, there is no future champion, there is no forever champion in life. There is only a current champion. It means that if you don't do something with your life, people that celebrate you today can ridicule you tomorrow. Yeah. Come on now. You see, people that are hailing you today can look down on you tomorrow. And it's not personal, it's just progressive. That means if you are not succeeding, people hate you for their own reason. People hate you for their own reason. People come to you for their own reason. It means that if you can solve a problem for somebody today, it will come to you today. If tomorrow it comes to you and you cannot solve the problem, it will go to somewhere else. You will say, don't look at them. I remember those years, you were the one that was always helping them at the tutorial. My guy, I've left tutorial now. I'm talking about life. What are you helping me with? If you cannot help me with life, you cannot do anything. So what let's find out. Number one, you need to know that the amount of money you have in this life is not dependent on God. The amount of money you have in this life is dependent on the size of problem you can solve in this life. Come on. The amount of money you have on this planet does not depend on God. That's why there's a book in my study. I like seeing the book sometime in the morning when I wake up. The title of the book is "Why is this idiot rich and I am not?" Hello. You know, there are people that see that some people have money. They think that those people that have money, they are idiots. Yeah, those people may be idiots in the way you are looking at them, but in the doings and the operations of wealth, they are intelligent. That's why they have the money you don't have. As far as money is concerned, when they are looking at you, they are seeing you as an idiot. Hello? Because they are wondering why this man is speaking English, but he's fluent in English, but his bank account is not fluent. You know, there are people like that. They are very fluent with grammar, but bank account is grounded. He has nothing in it. You know, they speak wisely, but they don't act wisely. You know, there are people like that. They say, "How many of you believe that it's good to save?" They will raise their hand. "How many of you are saving?" They put their hand down. Why? That means they can speak wisely, but they can't act so. So number one, you need to know that the size of money you have in this life will be dependent on the size of problem you solve in this life. Now, life, no one is neutral on this planet. No one is neutral. You are either solving problem or you are creating one. Hello? You can't be neutral. You can't say, "Me, I just stand on my own." No. There's no neutral person alive. You are either solving a problem or you are creating a problem. If you are not solving problem, you are creating problem. You can't just be on your own. You can't just be on your own. So your parents, for instance, as a student here, your parents have sent you to school to be a problem solver. They have sent you to school so that the problem they cannot solve, you can solve on time. You know, because I tell people, Nigeria is lovely. I carry another foreign passport. One of my mentees came to meet me a few days ago. He says, "I always wondering that why am I always sitting in this country with the passport I'm carrying?" He said, "Why are you seated in Nigeria?" He said, if he's the one that had the passport, he will not be staying here again. I say, you see, light does not make sense in light. Hello, light only makes sense in darkness. Light does not make sense in light. That means light does not need light. What need light, sir, is darkness. It means that the moment you have light and you are complaining about darkness, something is wrong with your light. Yes, something is wrong with your life. So wherever there is problem, that's where there is money. So if you want to make money, you need to develop the capacity to be able to solve problems. As a teenager, as a young person, it begins with your house. Always be looking for a problem to solve. That means the house is not arranged. Don't ask anybody to wait. They do not tell you before you arrange it. Arrange it. The shoe is not properly arranged. Go there and arrange the shoe, because this is what I want to tell you. There is nobody that makes abundant a life that is disorder. You cannot be disorderly and make money. No. Money does not go to disorderly place. By the way, money leaves disorderly place. In other words, if you see anyone that is disorderly, money always leaves them. Yes. You have money in your pocket, it's not properly arranged. Because this is what many people don't know. Money has intelligence and they speak to themselves. Hello. Money has connectivity. Money will tell money, "Don't go to that guy. It will misuse you, my dear." It will mess you up. I say, money will not say, you know that woman. Go to her, she will pamper you. Money, go to Pastor Bafemi. He will treat you well with respect. It means that be looking for problem to solve. Be looking for problem to solve. Develop capacity. You see, many people say there is no opportunity, but opportunity is not scarce. Opportunity is like the air that you breathe. It's never scarce. But your lungs determine the amount of air that you can receive. That means opportunity is plenty, but capacity is scarce. That means opportunity to make money. Somebody will come to this area now. They will say, "I don't like this area. It's disorderly." Guess what? If you want to make money as a young person, start by developing ability to solve problems. You know, one of the things that people that upgrade, don't want to upgrade your life, solve problems. Solve problems. Now let's look at it this way. It has happened to me many times. Let's look at it this way. A young boy was in school. He's not that handsome. He's not handsome, but he knows all of the subjects in the class. Hello. He knows all of the subjects in the class. There are some girls in the class that are very sophisticated. I mean, like they are very sophisticated, but they have problem with the subject. Who would be their favorite in the class? Speak to me. Who would be their favorite in the class? The ugly boy. It means that the boy will be handsome to them because the boy have an awesome result. Are you still with me? So the point is that this guy, for every weakness you have, life will not leave you absolute person with wickedness. It will give you some strength. You just need to capitalize on the strength. So this boy now, everybody will come to him. You see, this boy, perhaps his parents does not have money. I say to people, one of the key points in life is that your parents does not have money and you want to go to school, you must be very intelligent. Hello? Hiya! You must be very intelligent. You know what? Because that can pay for your school fees. Hello? You see, you don't get it. Life is about solving problems. That can pay for your school fees. That's how we pay school fees. I'm telling you now. That's how we pay school fees. I'm just telling you. Because you want me to teach any subject, I will not teach you. I will tell you right now, I'm hungry. Hello? And if an hungry man teach you, you will fail. So the first solution to your problem is to buy me food for the Saturday. That's not a spoiled motive. What exactly do you want to eat? I will not be making choices. Hello? I will say, by the way, it's not only morning food though. We provide afternoon and night. Because when I finish teaching you, I will still be hungry. So now people will provide the food and then you will be eating daily. Why somebody else is hungry and is complaining? Why? Because people come to you based on the problem you can solve for them. People come to you based on the problem you can solve. You see, you don't start a business for starting a business. That's what my problem I have with my generation. My generation want to have a CEO on their card. They want to say, man, I'm on my own now. You see, do it yourself can mean damage it yourself. Hello? Because you need to know that you don't start business for starting a business. You start a business to solve a problem. Now, the size of the problem you solve determines how successful your business will become. The entirety of life is a business. The people that understand it are the ones that have a profitable enterprise. That means the moment you know that life in its own is a business, you will be dealing with it in a time of negotiation. So develop ability to look for a problem. You know, I like to say this. If you get admission on merit and you are on a waiting list, who has hope? Who is going to go to school? You know that waiting list may not enter school. Yeah. Hello, talk to me. Waiting list may not enter school. They say, you know, we are still waiting for the dean's list. And maybe perhaps when the list is that destiny is perhaps. My guy, it is better to be on the merit list and go to school. When my brother said, oh, that guy got admission. You know, that admission that he told the guy was not a waiting list admission. That guy went to go and put his head on the list. It's a list that is entered. My guy, you know that my guy, we are still hoping, that because hope may not become a reality. So what happened is that you need to understand that part of your life, that the wealthy people are fascinated with problem, but poor people are frustrated by it. Poor people eat problem. They eat it. They don't like anybody talking about problem around them. They say, no. Why would they be a mathematics teacher if some students don't have a problem with math? Hello? They will not be. There's no need for a physics teacher. If some people don't have a problem with physics, that is how God designed life. Because the foundation of civilization is the problem that we can solve. Any nation that cannot solve a problem cannot be wealthy. Any individuals that cannot solve a problem cannot be wealthy. So when people tell me, you know, now I want to start my own business. A guy was telling me a few days ago. He saw me. I think he wants to sound very intelligent. He said, you know, I'm starting this business now. You know, we're going to be doing something like this. And we're talking. I know, I'm looking at him. I don't want to discourage him. But I know that he's not going anywhere. Because what problem do you want to solve? Do you know that there are young people that are creating games? They are still in school. They are using their mini time to create games that other students will play. Hello? And they are getting paid for solving the problem that other students have. When your mates are having problem, go and look for a way. If you're a student of the Bible, you will realize that everyone that got promoted in scripture promoted them based on the problem they solved. From Daniel to David to Joseph, there were people that came to limelight because of solving a problem. That means when you ask God for money, He will not send you naira. If God send you money from heaven to the earth, it's fake. They don't spend naira in heaven. Hello? They don't spend it. If you ask God for money, then what God will send you? Then what He will send you? Problems. Hello? You see now, that lady open her mouth. Yeah, that's not what I want. It's money I want. Which one is problem? You see, when you ask God for money, God will send you problems. Now, guess what happened? You will now see the problem and run away. You know, say, God, you have not answered me. God is looking at you. How do I want to answer you? So what do you need to do? But this is what happened. God will not develop capacity to solve a problem for you. God will send you problems that are opportunities. But you have not developed the capacity to see the problem as an opportunity. You are rather seeing it as a calamity. You will run away from it. Another person will come and say, wow. You see, let me tell you, I build houses and then I buy land that 95% of people will not buy. What kind of land do I buy? I buy land that has water. Hello? Yes. I mean, in the city of Lagos, I buy land that has water. I mean, he has come to one of the sites. One of the sites that I first did in this Lagos is somewhere in the Isolo. When I bought the land, I took him. I said, my brother, please come and follow me to this side. When we got there, I parked my car. He came down. He still remember the land at Isolo, Bucknor. And then when he came down, he looked at the place. It's water. There is monkey on the land. When we were about leaving, what happened? One guy saw him. I think back in the days, the guy saw him and called him on one side, like the way Peter called Jesus. Okay? I said, Jesus, don't go and die. Don't go and die. You better go and kill yourself. The guy said, what are you guys doing here? He said, my friend bought this place. Advise your friend, though. This place is not water. Oh. Everybody have been abandoning this place for more than 30 years. Don't your friend come and buy this kind of thing. When we enter the car, we laugh and we move on. 6 months after that time, with the wisdom of God, I turned that place to a city. That some elderly men that were in their 70s came there and they were working on the estate that I developed there. They were working for, the man said they have been living here since the 80s. That he never believed that in his lifetime, a human being will be able to work that land. So, but what happened? I bought the land for a very cheap amount of money. I think at that time I bought 1 acre of that land for about 8.5 million. And I was selling one plot of the land for 12.5 million. Do you see now? Now somebody will think like it's a ritual. But because I saw the problem other people cannot solve, people are willing to give me money that can get other people. That means God knows that if He wants to bless you, He will send you a problem that He has wired you to solve. That means develop more capacity. If you can solve a question in your classroom that any of your classmates cannot solve, you now say one teacher will hate you. He cannot hate you. You know, my mentor always said to me, is that they don't look for people to like you, look for people to respect you. You know what it means to be respected? It means that you don't like me, but you can't do without me. That is respect. Like you look at you and say, I know that. The people who will tell you for your face, I've never told you that I don't like you, but I know I'm not bad to you. Like one-on-one. If it is one-on-one, I can't deal with you. But that's how I want you to be. Because let me tell you, Africa is a very good place. I've been privileged to travel to a lot of countries in Africa. And I can tell you that African people respect Nigeria. You know why they respect us? Because they still believe that we are still the one that have the kind of brain that can solve a lot of the problem. The Controller General of a tax control in Cote d'Ivoire, he told me, he said, you know what, we're looking forward to the day where you guys, they were interpreting to me because he speak French. He said, we're looking for a day when Nigeria will come to its position among the Committee of Nations in Africa. He said the day Nigeria become a first world nation, that is the day all Africa become a first world nation. He said because you are the one, anything you do is what we will do. So the moment Nigeria is fully developed, all African nations will develop. So I'm the one attacking development of Africa. Who will I attack? I will attack Nigeria because I know they are the one leading them. And what way have they attack you? Sometimes you should serve God. They'll be mindful of religion. What do I mean by that? There are crazy religious beliefs that can limit you. You know, our mommy here said earlier to us, and I don't think you pick it, so let me reiterate what she said. He said, when somebody come and he pray to you that today you shall receive a lot, and you start shouting, you know that's a very crazy religious beliefs. Because that belief can make you become very docile in your affairs of life. That means, my brother, either will work or not. Who God want to bless, you go bless. You see, that is your problem. The problem is you think if I don't do anything my life will still work. No, I can assure you if you don't do anything, I know what will happen. Your life will rot in. You will go into oblivion. Your problem will turn to a trouble. You know, because there's not between a problem and a trouble. A problem is something that can cause you a progress. Trouble is something that will take away your peace of mind. That means when you refuse to solve a problem over time, the problem becomes a trouble. And when it becomes a trouble, you see, it is easier to stay out of trouble than to get out of trouble. That means you want to stay out of it than to get out of it. Because everyone that comes out of trouble always pay a price for it. There's a price to pay to come out of trouble. Problem. You don't come out of trouble free of charge. No. You can negotiate yourself out of problem. But when it becomes trouble, my God, there is a price to pay. So what do I want you to do today? As a young person here, how do you upgrade yourself? Begin to develop capacity. Capacity is how people see opportunity. There is something our mommy here, everyone that has spoken to us today can see that you may not be able to see. You may even see it as a problem. And therefore, you begin to understand that what God will tell you will be dependent on the wavelength that you are intellectually. There are things that God is saying that you can never hear because God is not a talkative. So God will not share an opportunity to expand your business to a level if you are not developing your capacity. That's why I love what Amaka said. That, you have to think big. I tell people, it will be a tragedy for my size of person to be thinking small. Hello? I'm not that tall. Imagine my dream is not tall too. That's a double tragedy. Calamity. It's going to be deadly. It's going to be bad. It's going to be, it's not, you see, if you are thinking small, you are greedy. That's what I tell people. People that are greedy always think small. Why? They think of themselves alone. Of themselves alone. They don't think of any one person. It's me. I thought that my money, somebody asked me today, how much is enough to make? I say, I want to make as much as I can make because I'm not only making money for myself alone. Because a good man does not leave an inheritance for his children. What we have not been taught is what children means. It means minimum of 3 generations. It means that if you truly live your life, the 3 generations should not suffer because you live. That means the leverage of life, you know what our God said there? Leverage potential. Because let me tell you, whatever you lack in ability can only be covered up in leverage. There are some people that are not that smart, but parents left leverage for them. You didn't hear what my brother was saying. He said he did not. I hope you're not hearing what they were saying. He said I did not go to school the way I wanted to go to it. He's talking about leverage. He's talking about leverage. So if you're here today and you have the opportunity to be hearing things, and you're just gisting because you thought they just happened to, so you can come and waste your time on a Independence Day. No. I wish we heard some of these things when we were younger. I wish somebody was telling us about certain things when we were younger than this. But what am I telling you? Number one, be fascinated with problems. Let problems fascinate you. By the way, make it your conversational style going forward. Now ask your friend, what problem do you have now that we can solve? You see, because money is in problems. Yes, money is in problems. When we are growing up, we don't have money to buy books. So you know what I used to do when we were growing up? We grew up together. We live in the same house. They are richer than us. Amen. I will tell you why. I know why. They are richer than us. Because the house they were living in the same compound is bigger than our own. They have room. They have parlor. I don't know. My parents have never lived in room and parlor before. Hello. By the way, when I was in secondary school, one of my schoolmates, though we are all going to poor schools, when we left school, that we all know that all of us are poor. That we're just the poor is just in sequence. So one day, one boy was talking in class in the Chattanooga Boys Secondary School, that is now boys and girls. That time, only boys. We will stand on our fence. We'll be looking at Soya. Soya is our hope. We say, actually, we are the one that caused the problem for that school. It's our vibration that turned that school to boys and girls. We say, that's what you went to school. Brother, what class were you? 2005. So we are 2000. I graduated in 2000. So, again, students. So we stand there like this. We'll be looking at Soya and say, I'm on job, how much for school the boys and girls. I mean, we're talking about our school now. We say, did you just say this our school to boys and girls? What is the meaning of this one that we're only boys? Because we do all manner of things as a boys' school. Energy is too much. But that time, because internet has not come. So the only thing we use to cover up is book. We will read book, we will play ball, we will fight, and do all of those funny things. But this what happened. When I discovered that my parents cannot help me, and it was not because my parents were bad, they were dealing with the data of information they have per time. It's just the fact that your parents don't have money. It's not because their parents were bad. It's just that the information they have is bad for them. Yes, it's very bad. So what do? Now they were richer than me. That's where I was. So I will sit in front of their room. They were living at the back. Their house is big. Their own house is big, though. Their house is big. We are staying in the number 1 room in the building. It's only 1 room. So when I go to school, my friends will say things like, when I get home today, I don't even like my parents to disturb me. I just want to be in my own room. My own room. This is my age. I was shocked. Like it's like the guy will say alien. Like you cannot be telling me that you have a room. That when we are going home, I said, guy, talk to me, go to your house now. I want you to see the room he's talking about. And they didn't know. So they took me to the house. I said, talk to your room now. Yeah, you just went there. Say, this is my room. The room is bigger than the one me, my father, my mother, and all our siblings stay together and say, room. So again, I realized that it's very expensive to be poor. Hello? I tell you, it's very expensive to be poor. After not making heaven, the next thing that is most terrible in life is to be poor. Because you see, poverty is hell on earth. So now imagine that I have somebody that have hell on earth, hell in heaven. Is that not a double tragedy? So in order to make both of them, heaven on earth, heaven where heaven is. So what happened? I decided that so what happened? I started reading because I don't have examples. So I don't just read school book alone. I started reading. In year 2001, I bought my first book from Robert Kiyosaki. That was the year that the book came out. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, in year 2001. I bought it for 5,000 naira of my savings. You know what 5,000 naira was in year 2001? Guess what? My siblings fought me. Like, who does this? Use 5,000 naira to go and buy one book. I bought the book. I was happy. I saved for almost 5 months to buy the book. I said, my brother. When all the time I was reading the book at that time, I did not even understand. Okay? But I was just reading it. Then I would read the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I said, this Rich Dad, it's what my destiny should be like. You see, whatever I become of this, because that Poor Dad looked at my dad. He was an educational somebody. Same thing with my dad. He's very intelligent. Same thing with my dad. So he's looking like my dad. I said, I've had enough of this one. I need this one. And then I begin to go. I begin to study. Every time I see a wealthy man, I don't criticize them. I move close to them. I ask them questions. I say, stupid what? It's a voluntary thing to be stupid. You submit and you give yourself permission to be stupid. That means you just say, my guy, I decide there. Because the moment you say, I'm the one that decided to be stupid, you cannot wake up tomorrow and say, I now decide to be wise. Yes. When I was in DSS class, I did not know mathematics. Yes. I did not know. We went to your boys. So we have one man, may so. Don't let me talk. The man's name is, you meet Toriola in school. You met Toriola and Baba and Toriola. Baba teach physics. Toriola teach mathematics. Now imagine your mathematics teacher coming to your class and see you solving math and tells you don't need to solve math. Just go and pay for it to pass it. Hello, your mathematics teacher in secondary school, public school, Mr. Toriola, may God grant his soul heaven. Amen. Because I was worthy. But when that man said that thing, I was angry. Sometimes life will bring a situation to you to get you insulted. By the way, that's what delivered me and this man that is seated here. One day we went to go and meet one man. It's our friend. We went there, we packaged ourselves. The man said, what are you people doing for a living? We now told you what we are doing. Man, you know what the man did? He insulted us. But you never knew he was insulting us. When he insulted us, we walked from Igbobi. You know where Igbobi College is? Igbobi. Around that Igbobi College. We trekked to Ijesha. Hello? We were coming. It's not that we didn't have money to enter bus. But we were coming, we were telling ourselves that what he said is true. Hello? Are we not that stupid, truly? We just be talking. And that was what changed our life. So let me tell you. Whatever will set you free will first piss you off. Whatever will set you free will first piss you off before it sets you free. I mean, when somebody tell you the truth, your body is smelling. Somebody say your body is smelling. Is that not the truth? Now speak to me. Is that not the truth? But you know that truth he just told you will piss you off. He said, what must he say the obvious? The question is, are you not smelling? You are smelling. And nobody has told you. That's why you have not changed. But now let me tell you in public. Say, my God, why are you smelling like this? You see, that is the day your life will change. I want to ask you a question. To upgrade your life financially, you need to begin to realize that money is a science. It's not a mystery. There's nothing mysterious about money. Our mom has a school. And now today we have 600 people that are being educated. I mean, the other day I heard about that lady that had how many hays from, it's not from their school. I mean, one lady, has several, she's blessing many lives. You see, if I'm the one that is running that school, hello, I'm the one that is running that school, I know what I will do. You know what I can do? Yeah, because I have a money brain. I will have scattered this. But I'm running that tutorial. This one that is saying, I know it's trying, but this one that is saying, let me tell you, if you have a strong point in your life, stress it. Hello, if you have a strong point, stress it. Most of the time, we stress our negative side. We're trying to be humble. Let me tell you, flood your positive side. I love Jesus, and I'm unapologetic about it. He taught me a lot, and he keeps teaching me. The master will say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man come to the Lord without me. It means that man, don't take it. Hello. They said, this, we have seen this thing. He said, come on, you can drink this water and you will still be tasty. But if you drink of the water that I give you, you shall never be tasty again. That is promotion of the good things of life. He said, me and my Father, we are one. Nevertheless, me and my Father, we are one. You need to wake up to that reality every day of your life, that if you are broke, it's your fault. If you have money in life, it's your fault. You see, the size of your wealth is not determined by the size of your economy. There are people in the world today that they have more money than the size of their own economy. Yes, because you can blow things. As young as here, go back to school, change your life. Be mindful of the friends that you work with. It's not everything that is trending that you should follow. Yeah, not everything that is trending that you should do. It's not every negative word that your schoolmates are saying that you join them to say. Many years, I think it was in the year 2000, I read a book from China. It's called Confucius book. It's a book of Confucius. And one of the passages I read there that changed my life is this. He said, wherever you go, make sure you are the standard. Hello. He said, wherever you go, make sure that you are the standard. It means you are developing capacity. Number 2, develop knowledge. Nobody is stranded in life. It is your idea time that is empty. Nobody is stranded in this life. Nobody is truly broke in this life. It is your idea time that is empty. So as a young person, begin to work on your ideas. As someone that is also running a business, begin to work with an idea. And as you do all of these things, your own challenge today may be your academics. Do something about it. Work on your academics. That subject you don't know, devote time to it. Learn from other people. Don't shame people that are doing things that you have not done. Learn from them. Respect them. Let me tell you, your junior brother may be more intelligent than you in some subjects, and he can teach you. Don't say, I'm not going to him. Your younger brother can be your mentor in some aspect of your life. That is what we call humility. Because wisdom is not a respondent to age. Wisdom is wisdom. If somebody asks what you don't have, humble yourself to learn from them. Rather than saying, no, it's my brother. That's why some people today, they are broke. Their younger brother have money. He has master money. But guess what? They will never go to his younger brother to teach them how to make money. Rather, they will only go to him for charity and say, my dad, send us some money now. Because, our culture will say, God has lifted your hand so that you can lift us. As if they are under the punishment of God. So God is now lifted your own hand. Their own hand is down there. No. Finally, I want you to know this. That in all that we are doing, you need to develop your mind. You need to know that God wants you to be successful. God wants you to upgrade your life. It is the joy of God to see you progressing every year. Every single year. Imagine a father that sees a son in your school last year, this year. Everybody want to see you that you are getting better. And the same thing with God. So I want you to know today that everything that you are learning here, pick up the idea, pick up the capacity. Be angry with yourself. Don't be angry with the government. Don't be angry with God. Don't be angry with your neighbor. Be angry with yourself. That if I fail in life, it's not my parents' fault. There are people that do not have parents at all. They do not even have guardians. They were just, staying through life. But at the moment, they had a moment of truth. And they told themselves, I met one guy on site.
few days ago. The guy told me that he left secondary school when he was XS1. He dropped out of school. The year after 4 years, his mates was going to university. So when that man was going to, in fact, I'm going to, he came to give him a keynote speech. He said to him, he said, my guy, you know, we have been friends for almost 10 years. He said, now I'm going to school. But you did not even finish secondary school. He said, you know that when I'm back from the university now, we're not going to be friends again. Because, you know, my life will have changed. And the level of the change. And I don't want that to be. What are you going to do now? Do something. He said, the moment that guy left for school, he looked at himself and said, it's true what this guy said. He went to go and enroll himself in tutorial. He said he did that tutorial for 1 year. Now, this the guy that did not finish secondary school. He did that tutorial for 1 year and went to go and write GC. Guess what? He cleared all the papers. The 7th year, he went to go and write JAM. He entered into school. When the friends finished school, just 3 years after that, he also finished school. He went to university and graduated. Today, the guy is a builder. He has built almost 20 houses for people around that Tiaba side. That's where I met him. And he was telling me the story. So no matter what you are today, you can upgrade from this level, and you can tell yourself that poverty is not for you, wealth is for you. But wealth is going to be something you're going to work towards. Remember that as far as wealth is concerned, it's mindset and mathematics. You have to combine both of them together. You have to develop the numbers and you have to develop the mind. And to do this, you will upgrade, God will bless you, and you will do everything, and you will end up as an example, not a warning. In Jesus' name. Thank you. God bless you.